Eagle, proud symbol of our country, keep on flying high up above, and together we will stand and we'll restore the land. Oh, eagle, keep on flying, eagle.
Welcome to Listen to the Eagle. Boy, we got a great show for you. Robert Daley here, man, and I got Landon Moore. And you know what? I want to tell you guys, first of all, the 800 number, if you want to call in, of course, is toll-free 1-800-251-5891, a pound 444. If you C-Spy customer inspired like us, you can tweet us. But, you know, this is supposed to be Visit Mississippi night, and I don't know if Craig Ray's got anybody calling in from Visit Mississippi or not. He's out of state. But I tell you, boys, what we got to find out about is a thing called mad cow disease down in the Scenic River areas. Now, if anybody out there knows anything about this mad cow thing, that'll kill you.
Yeah, and you know, I remember it was, what was it, Mr. Paul, was 15 years ago or so that they had an outbreak of that? It hadn't been that long ago. Everybody was scared about that stuff. Whatever become of it?
Well, it's from eating deer meat, Robert. We talked about that, you know, and that's kind of scary. Huh?
It is. I don't really know much about it. I need to learn more about it. It sounds like something we all need to know more about.
We sure do. So if anybody down in the Scenic River areas knows anything about the mad cow disease, we want you to call in at 1-800-251-5891. Of course, pound 444 if you're a C-Spire customer inspired. We're in the Reed's Meadows studio. Now, next week, of course, Brad Young will be here with the Mississippi Wildlife Federation. Robert, and I know he'd love to have you sitting in with him because there's going to be a lot of talk about the extravaganza.
I'll plan on being here.
How many years you been doing it?
This year will be my 24th year.
24th year. I'm trying to think how many years it's been going on.
I want to say the extravaganza, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say that 1986 or 87 was the first year.
Was the first year, so yeah.
And I can remember when when it was new, and the whole extravaganza didn't take up half the trademark, and now there's not enough room.
Yeah, they can't. They don't have room for them, do
they? Do they have the fancy the archery shoot where they have if you make the awesome shot you win the truck or something like that? I've heard of them being at other extravaganza type deals. They had
I practiced all year.
That's right. Yeah. No, they had something about I remember my buddy was telling me they had a ping pong ball being blown up in the air up and down or something, and it was like a 100-yard shot, and everybody that signed up to shoot got the shot, and a friend of mine, Brent Barron, they can correct me if I'm wrong, but him and another guy hit it, and they got to go back for round 2, and if one of them would have hit it on that second shot, that they'd have won a Ford pickup truck, and you know, apparently he didn't win it, but you know, to make it that'd be neat. I didn't know if they had that kind of thing at that as well.
It ain't hard to hit a ping pong ball
at 100 yards, Mr. Paul. Going up, it's going up in 100 yards. It's going up in the air. They have air on it, and it's just going up and down in the air.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's like
that's right. That's right. It ain't
I've
just sitting in
seen
one spot. So, but we got a caller coming in, Mr. Ricky from MDWFP.
we got the Mississippi Department of Wildlife Extravaganza. Hey, Rick, what's going on with the wildlife?
Good evening, Mr. Ott. How are y'all doing?
Doing fine.
So good to have you, brother.
Well, we just wanted to check in with you and get the news out that we are taking applications for the 2017 public water alligator hunting season. We start taking applications on June 1st at 10 a.m., and then everybody needs to go online and get their alligator applications submitted by 10 a.m., June the 7th. That's Wednesday.
Yeah, that ain't far off, Robert.
It's not.
Well, that's a great program y'all got, Ricky. Y'all do a great job on that.
Thank you, sir. There's a lot of interest in it. I was checking the numbers from our information system folks this afternoon. It looks like we've got about, I think it was 2,900 applicants so far, and like I said, the deadline will be Wednesday at 10 a.m. It's a very simple process. If you go to our webpage at MDWFP.com, you're going to see a banner up there at the top that has a big old alligator on it, pretty obvious, click on that, and it's going to take you straight to the process where you'll enter your MDWFP customer number and your date of birth. It'll auto-populate all of your personal information, and then all you got to do is select the zone that you want to apply for. We allow people to apply in just one zone of their choice, and it will cost you about $2.34.
Okay.
That's a electronic processing fee that the credit card company charges. The application otherwise is free.
Well, Mr. Ricky, how long has alligator season been open in Mississippi? It seems like it really got popular within the last couple of years. Is that right?
Well, this is the 13th year.
Okay.
We started
Wow.
in 2005.
Okay.
And as you know, it was a gradual process. We were just kind of testing the waters at first, kind of putting the hamster in the cage and letting it run and letting us tell us some things. And we made some adjustments along the way. And in 2013, we started our first statewide alligator hunting season on public waters, and it's been very successful. A lot of people interested, a lot of people out on the water that have never been a part of a hunting activity before in their life. And that's the thing that excites me, is seeing old folks, young folks, male and female alike, all getting out in the outdoors and participating in hunting activities. They're seeing things out in nature that they've never seen before. And to interact with these people out there and listening to say things like, "This is the most exciting hunting activity I've ever done in my life," is very rewarding.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
13 years. I'm glad you asked him that, 'cause
Yeah.
I didn't realize it's been 13 years already.
Well,
Well,
and he said that public land, Mr. Ricky, you said public land had opened up back in 2013. That's when I remember it. It really took a boom. With the alligator shows on TV and all, and it's because that was just a few years ago. You started seeing a lot more of it.
Do you
It
let
has
anybody
been
shoot them with a bow and arrow?
They are allowed to use bow fishing equipment. And for bow fishermen, this is kind of like the pinnacle of bow fishing, to be able to take a large alligator bow fishing equipment. And, of course, we have some very specific regulations about how these alligators can be taken, the type of equipment that can be used, firearms, and that sort of thing. And we will cover all of that for anybody who wants to come. We provide a alligator hunting training course that will take place this year on July the 15th at Roosevelt State Park. And
Well,
we've provided those every year since 2005. We've had over about 6,000 people attend those classes over the years.
Well, y'all have just done a great job, Ricky, and I'm excited about Robert Daley getting an alligator. Is what I want to see.
I could go for that, shooting one with a bow now.
Would you do
got
that?
my
Would you?
attention. My ears kind of twitched a little when you said that.
I don't want no
Well,
part of an alligator
you need
unless
to
it's
get your
sitting in
application
in corn flour. I'm gonna
Well, we got to take a break. Hey, Ricky, thank you for calling in and making that much easier for the alligator hunters.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Appreciate you calling. 1-800-251-5891, pound 444. If you're C-Spire customer inspired, we're in the beautiful Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation building. And the toll-free number here about whatever you want to call about is 1-800-251-5891, pound 444. If you're C-Spire customer inspired, we're in the Reed's Metal Studio. I want somebody to call in about this mad cow disease. We'll be right back.
Legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings you his greatest hits. Get them all in this special CD-DVD combo set, including Old Blue,
Many and a many of an early morn.
I Am Mississippi,
I am everything good you have ever dreamed about.
Right Arm of America, and many more. To order, visit listentotheeagle.com or send $20 check or money order to Paul Ott's Greatest Hits, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Welcome back to Listen Eagle in the beautiful Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation building. Yes, we're in the Reed's Metal Studio, and we're talking about alligators and whatever else you want to talk about tonight, but ain't nobody called in about this mad cow disease down in the scenic rivers there, and I'm beginning to wonder if it's true.
You know, I'm not like Isaac, Mr. Paul. I don't do as much
Ain't
fishing.
nobody like Isaac.
Well, you know, I'm a big cat fisherman, but I got to experience something this past weekend. It was pretty neat. I took my little brother-in-law. He's 9. His first time to ever go in a boat that wasn't deep sea fishing, you know, and we took him out there at Black River Lake, and he caught a pile of brim. We caught a good mess of brim, and he got to catch his first catfish. We set out a bunch of little old limb lines, and it'd come a flood, you know, the night before while we was over there, and that water was just channeling through that bayou real good. And so we put a bunch of limb lines out with just some cool cat worms. And I think we had 8 or 9. We said about 30 little old limb lines, and Buddy, you'd have thought we had caught a whale. Every one of them, you know, just little old fillers about 7, 8 inches long. You know, some of them was, you know, 1.5, 2 pound fish. But
did y'all cook them?
Did we cook them last night? That's what we had. We had baked, fresh, right out the bayou catfish. It don't get much better than that.
No,
and my wife cooked some potatoes and some green beans to go along with it. It was some kind of good eating now.
Good
you know what I
gracious.
used to love to do? I hadn't done it in a long time. I like to set out limb hooks and yo-yos.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is
more so than trout lines, because I love going up and shining a light on it and seeing that limb shaking up and down.
Right.
You know,
Tell us about what a yo-yo is.
It's like a wheel, and your line rolled up in there, and it's spring
loaded.
Yeah, spring action, and you pull out as much line as you need.
Put it as deep as you like it to be.
Got your hook on the end of it. Put your bait on there, and then you set it. And then when the catfish comes along, gets it, it trips it, and he can pull it down, and it'll pull him back up. It's got a little drag.
It kind of sets the hook for you. You know how when you brim fishing, whenever you set the hook, well, it's set to
It kind of be fun trying to go find and watch it happen, man.
I'm telling you,
it'll come out and retract back in.
That's right. And this is what we do. The limb lines is basically the same thing, except they're just dangling there.
Yeah.
They don't have the spring load thing. But I have run the limb lines before and be going down through there, and people have put yo-yos on pretty much the same trees we're all fishing. And when they have, I've seen it jerk the fish plumb out the water, and the fish's tail just barely be, you know, a little small fish. But that's fun for some kids, man.
It's fun waiting to watch it happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm like him. There's nothing better. I can remember growing up on that 8-minute river, and Daddy and we'd all put bank hooks out and run little old short, small trot lines, little old limb lines hanging down, and you go down through there shining your flashlight, and all of a sudden you come down. You may check 5 or 6 bins, not have nothing.
Yeah.
Rebait every one of them. All of a sudden you turn around, and that pole just be bent over, going in the water, and the limb shaking. Oh,
is that legal with a light?
Yes, sir. We're just walking through there at night, checking them.
Spotlighting catfish.
Huh?
Spotlighting catfish.
Spotlighting catfish. I tell you one thing, we used to gig them.
Gig them.
Gig them.
Come on, like you do a frog.
Now that'd be fun.
Well, that was a long time ago. I don't know whether it was legal or not, but boy, we gigged some. we gigged, and I like to got snake bite a bunch of times trying to gig them darn things too.
Yeah.
Going up and down them creeks, digging, what do you call it?
With a gig.
Yeah, with a gig.
That's right.
Yeah, you'd gig him and pin him down, and there you'd be. All right, we're in the Reed's Metal Studio, 1-800-251-5891, a pound 444. If you're a C-Spire customer inspired, whether you know anything about the mad cow disease or not, you need to find out from Lane Ball what's going on down there, and somebody needs to give us a call. We're in the beautiful Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation building, and the toll-free number here tonight is 1-800-251-5891, a pound 444 if you're a C-Spire customer inspired.
Paul Ott's The Day of the Lord CD DVD combo set is our free gift to you and your family. The Day of the Lord includes songs like I Am That I Am, Don't Cry for Me, and They Could Not Stop His Love, as well as special sermons by Tom Lester, Dr. Larry LeBlanc, and others. Paul's special holy visits and the printed Don't Cry for Me poster are also included. Get yours by calling 1-800-684-9486 or by letter to New Day of the Lord Ministries Foundation, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle. We still got time for your calls if you want to call in about whatever you want to talk about. 1-800-251-5891, a pound 444 if you're a C-Spire customer like we are in the beautiful Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation building. Yeah, we got a lot of coming up with hunting and fishing Landon, I mean, it's up on us now.
Yes, sir. It'll be here for you before we know what to do. I mean, it's you know, folks. I've already seen a few people starting to bush hog and planting some soybeans and things like that, corn. You know, for the early bow season.
Ain't too wet.
Well, yeah, this was a week or two ago before this rain really come in here. And but folks, before you know it, you'll be seeing bush hogs going everywhere. People be doing their trails and their food plots and stuff like that. And you know, we always tried to wait. You know, our thinking was if you wait as late as you possibly can without letting the cold weather hit it, then we're just gonna have real good grass and stuff for the deer later in the year. You know, but it's and then you run the risk too if you do it too early, if it being too hot. Because I remember times we'd plant and we'd go almost 3 weeks and not get a drop of rain. Well, and the worst thing in the world that can happen is you get a little bit of rain on these food plots and they sprout up and get about 2 to 3 inches tall, and then a drought hits. You know, a drought for us, and then it's dead. I can't tell you over the last 4 or 5 years, especially how many people I've seen have to go back and replant their food plots.
So what should they do? Is that ryegrass?
Most people the majority of people around the house, Mr. Paul, plant a game mix, and it's going to have oats, wheat, clover, ryegrass. It's going to have a little bit of everything in it. You know, we have done it all. The last couple years, Daddy and I have planted ryegrass, but I'm going to tell you, we have found, and why I do not know, but the wild hogs are so bad that now you have to take an account for those, because you have to, you know, if you see that if they come in there and eat one thing way worse than they do something else, then you don't want to plant it, no matter how good it is for the deer. Because, I mean, it ain't going to be there after they get a hold of it. But we have noticed if you get a good stand of clover, and when I mean a good stand, I'm talking about if you can get it up and it's thick and it's growing good, the hogs will actually come in there and graze like cows. Yeah. I have seen them do it. They don't tend to. Now, somebody may call in and say that boy's crazy, and I've seen them root everywhere, but they don't tend to root as bad in clover as what they do in other grass. Now, why that is, I don't know, but I've always loved planting clover. Because certain types of clover, you get a feeding of it year round if you plant 2 or 3 different kinds. It's something there for the deer and turkeys and hogs and everything else to eat year round. And so, but around the house, most people it's ryegrass or a good game mix, a mixture of everything.
Let's talk about the hogs. What in the world are we going to do about the hogs?
I don't know, Mr. Paul. You know, I just saw a girl from Gillsburg. I think it was this morning. Yeah, it was. Posted a picture on Facebook from her front porch. Now had a hog trap out there, and just looking at the picture, I'm gonna say it was less than 100 yards, 80 to 100 yards, something like that, and it was 3 to 6 hogs in this picture. I didn't look at it too long, but this was from her front porch. Where I live off Wilson Road in Summit. Well, it's in Emmett County, but it's a Summit address. We've had hogs all over the place. But they got in my garden 2 nights ago.
No.
Yeah, and I'm talking about I can throw a baseball left-handed to my garden from my back door.
And the hogs were in it.
Yes,
I
sir.
bet it looked like it was tilled up all over.
It looked, well, luckily, I don't know if a car come down the road or if one of the house dogs run out there and run them off, but they didn't tear it up terribly. They didn't get my tomatoes and my squash and my good stuff. So they did get in my peas and my butter beans a little bit, but it was only, you know, it wasn't enough to freak out about, but it was still aggravating. I mean, what you gonna do about? Because I mean, you put a hot wire up to keep the deer out. That ain't gonna affect them hogs. They'll go right under it, or if they do get shot, they'll just go right through it. You know, I don't know what to do about them.
Trapping is probably the best way to control hogs.
You think so?
Yeah, because when you're hunting them, if people hunted them enough, it might make
if
more
they
of a
put
difference.
as much effort as they do deer hunting, you know.
Yeah, but when you go out there and you shoot one hog,
10
as
more,
opposed to
10
catching
more.
5 or 6 at one time.
Then 10 more come up. Once you shoot
Yeah,
one.
but you can set a big hog trap up out there, and you go out there, you'll catch a whole bunch of hogs at
one time.
Yeah.
And you know what we noticed years ago when folks doing hog hunting really started getting popular around the house. And I am not knocking dog hunting. I'm not knocking hog hunters in any sort of way, because I've done it before and I enjoy it from time to time. But what we have found is those hogs, that they will run forever. And they'll run like a deer, or a coyote, a fox, anything else. And you know, I got buddies that, I mean, they catch them all the time. Not to say they can't catch them, because they do it. Yeah. But them hogs is running, and you think you're doing good by going in there and you running and then catching, you know, 2 or 3 a day, but they're going all over the country and running hogs, and you think that maybe they run them out a little bit. They'll be right back in there that night. Yeah. I shot a deer one afternoon behind my mom and daddy's house. We drove a 4-wheeler and a truck into the food plot. Me and 2 or 3 of my buddies went and blood trailed this deer up, drug the deer out. When we got back into the food plot, there were hogs eating right beside the truck and the 4-wheeler. Right beside it. I mean, we saw them. I mean, they're not scared of nothing.
You know, hogs are unpredictable because they don't pattern like deer do.
What do you mean by that?
Well, deer, you can pretty much expect to see the same deer come out in the same corner of a field every evening. But hogs, they might show up here today and be way over on another property tomorrow. They just they don't run the same pattern like deer do.
Got to go to a break here. Call us at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you see spire like what we are. Call us. We'll talk about whatever you got.
That's
we'll
right.
be right back.
We sure will.
Legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings you his greatest hits. Get them all in this special CD-DVD combo set, including Old Blue,
Many and a many of an early morn.
I Am Mississippi,
I am everything good you have ever dreamed about.
Right Arm of America, and many more. To order, visit listentotheeagle.com or send $20 check or money order to Paul Ott's Greatest Hits, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Well, welcome back to Listen Eagle. Robert, tell us about the boy that don't have arms. How do you handle that?
He's a real cute little guy. He I don't remember how old he is. He can't be more than maybe 4 years old. He's come by the booth. His parents have brought him by there the last couple of years, and he does not have a right arm. He's got somewhat of a hand that protrudes from his right shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's got his left arm, and he's got his left hand, although the left hand is not really normal, but he can use it to hold the bow. And I'll kneel down beside him and put my arm around him, and he'll take the fingers that come out of his right shoulder and hook the string, and I'll hook my index finger on the string. It's only a little tiny recurve, pulls 5 pounds, 5 to 8 pounds, and together we'll pull it back and then let go, and he shoots it, and he just loves it. He has a big smile on his face every time, and the little guy's just so sweet, and he's so cute. He doesn't even realize he's different. You know, he's sweet as he can be.
Speaking of little kids, and y'all just gonna have to forgive me. I forgot his little name. I can pull it up here in just a second on Facebook. But I had a friend of the family the other day, Mr. Russell Bird. His little boy, he was sick. They didn't know what was wrong with him. And he ended up being in ICU in Jackson, stayed in Jackson 3 or 4 or 5 days. And do y'all believe this kid, they stayed in there, got him, got his sugar regulated, got him kind of on track. And he left the hospital at 3 o'clock one day last week. All right. Left the house at 3 o'clock. Matter of fact, it was Friday evening, 3 o'clock Friday evening. And at 7 o'clock was sitting on the pitcher's mound pitching.
Bless his heart.
No, he's 9 or 10. I think he's 9. Now that's tough as wet leather right there. You hear me? And I called Russ, or I texted Russ, and I said, look, anything we can do for y'all, help you any kind of way we can. But we don't never know. I had it since I was 3, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But just the thought of my 4-month-old at the house, if she had to battle with it, or that little boy had to battle it, we need to count our blessings, man.
When I was little, I had allergies, real bad allergies, and asthma, real bad. My parents would have to take me to the emergency room. They'd give me shots and put oxygen on me, and the doctors told my parents, he said he'll never go hunting with his daddy. He'll never be able to go in the
And
woods.
look at you now.
Oh, yeah.
The doctor was wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
They can't keep me out
I'm
of the
going to
woods.
tell you something, boys. You don't never know what you're going to wake up in the morning with.
Absolutely.
Look at
You
me.
know,
Look at me.
right.
I mean, you
twice,
just,
Mr. Paul,
you
you've
just don't know.
had to beat that stuff. 2 different times you
Yeah,
had to
two
beat it.
different times, and for the power of prayer. And I don't want these churches around the state to quit praying because it sure is working, Sean.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
power
I
of
believe in prayer, man. I
I do
honestly
too.
do. And,
There ain't nothing like the power of prayer, and this show's been God, Family, and Country now for 20-something years, and who knows, we may do it that long again, Robert, or you and Bert, may, you and Bert and Landon.
I've seen the results of prayer many times.
Be sure and go to our website and see when our television shows are. Listen to theeagle.com. And remember one thing, if you don't remember anything else, they who wait for the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. And we believe in the power of prayer. And this is a God, Family, and Country show.
Absolutely.
And always will be. Love y'all.
Absolutely.